Hello, Aries. It's good to see you. I was looking at the chart for a second before I turned on the camera, and it's a lot like saying this week, July 1st, happy July 1st. This week is going to build up into wonderful. Like, I think Friday is the ta-da wonderful day, right? And that's the 4th. So if you're an American and you celebrate the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. And then on the 5th, it's like, for however high it went, it just drops. But that's what it looks like to me. It could also, people forget that part, that, let's say like a student loan gets dropped off your credit report. You'd be grateful. You know what I mean? Let's say that they finally are going to take the termites out of your wall. That's a good thing. So, anyway, Aries, I've been sitting in your energy, I don't know, for maybe 45 minutes now before I sat down. Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for Aries. Oh, this part. Okay, there we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please, for July 2024. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the Justice in the reverse. Show me Aries energy, please. I'm hearing the end of a very long journey. That's how they're saying it. The end of a very long journey. You've learned a lot. That's, whoever is. It's not whoever, because it's more than that. So, let me describe it. It's not like a voice over my shoulder, like a family member of yours or something. This is more like a message that kind of embraces my whole chakra system in this warm. So the message comes in like a wave, if that makes sense. So, for those of you wondering, no, I'm not speaking directly to a spirit guide or anything. Show me Aries, please. Show me Aries energy, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July 2025. There is a presence that has to do with the state of someone's mind. It also is talking about environment, because what they're showing me is like being in the womb as a baby and the quality of the nutrients that you're ingesting into your system. Some of you have already been alerted to this, Aries. They're saying many of you may have felt, and they're showing me Mars and Leo, a new start for something, a fresh start, a fresh start, a different way of being, sort of like the last times, having the last times with people and never knowing when those times together will end. And for some of you, they're kind of showing me a military setup of some sort where the youth, the young energy, for some of you feels like it's been deteriorated away. Responsibility, stepping up into leadership, having to take a very strong divine masculine role and running with the football and taking the field, and you get hit all the way down the field is what they're saying, Aries. You just go punch, 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 punch all the way down the field. And it's an energy that kind of says you do that 600,000 times, you're going to get not just tired, you're going to get worn down. You're going to get wore out, because they're showing me like brakes on a vehicle that get ground down after time. Miracles are happening all around you all the time. My whole heart chakra just lit up. And it's sort of like, they're showing me Willy Wonka. Aries, they're showing me Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's sort of like sliding down this treacherous slide, freaking out, trying to hit it with your feet and slow this thing down, because it's just been toxic and hectic and crazy and upside down. So the anticipation of like, they're saying it's okay to be, premonitions, or it's not even premonitions. It's more like it's okay to feel the rise of, it's preparation, but it's preparation in a way where you're like the boxer stance, the 9 of Wands is what they're saying. And then you just get to the end of the slide and you poof into like cotton candy and cotton sugar and, meringue and, Cool Whip. And you're just like, what? If I knew this was the end of the slide, like if I knew this is the way that it was going to be. Well, damn, Jim. That's sort of how they're putting it. Like, God bless. Oh, man. Some of you, I don't know if this is in the past 5 or 6 years, Aries. Excuse me, I've been channeling. I haven't even started on the cards yet. The past 5 or 6 years, they're saying, Aries, that a lot of you have been in a relationship with someone that wasn't worth a damn at the end of the day, right? They're also saying that they're showing me a box like you would get for Christmas, right? And it's pink and it has like the gray ribbon on it. It's very pretty, little rhinestones, and somebody kind of handing it to you. Say, open the box, open the box, open the box. Some of you are going to go to work and you have felt not seen for such a long time. And some of you are going to work and you have absolutely no clue that several people have put your name in for awards. And you may be presented with awards in front of your people. Just sort of like some of your names have been put in the hat for not just something, because what they're showing me is like non-profit organizations who take raffle tickets or donations or something, and you finding yourself in a very strong position to either lead the way, man, or it feels like a herd of cats or llamas, you know what I mean? They're all just going in different directions. It's sort of like that relationship the past 5 or 6 years really feels like grinding down your teeth, getting so familiar with the ills is how they're putting it, the ills. The grating, it feels like having to take vinegar like once a day, and every day the vinegar is coming and you're like, but this person trained you. They trained you in patience, which is weird. They also trained you in observance, no longer voicing what you saw, sort of like not giving them a heads up or a clue, just watching them. Because I feel that some of you, it does feel like a very strong maturing And maybe that's because Saturn's in your sign right now, conjunct Neptune. And maybe I'm channeling like a woohoo for Aries for that reason alone. Anyway, it's sort of like knowing when to talk and knowing not when to talk. And grooming that down to almost perfection. And you can spot them. You can spot them now. That's how they're putting it. Dominance and control by other people, man, you got it. You got it now. You know? That's how they're putting it. Because of this one relationship. That person is gone now, and if they haven't left yet, they're going to be separated. You want to look wherever Aries is in your chart, because that separation is going to happen 2 months or less, because all of us have to be out that gate in 2 months or less. They showed me a bunch of cattle trying to move into the arenas and stuff, just push and get them through. Apparently the collective is very way ahead of the schedule by like 2 years, and that's weird. I'm not even kidding. They're like, great collective sigh, like, oh my God, they accelerated. They're showing me, I don't know, these are cues or lines that have to do with registration on vehicles. Some of you standing in court for tickets. I can't blame you, Aries. I love you so much. This is like the anticipation of something, either financial or credit or something like this, and getting hit with a fee or getting hit with something. They're going to bypass you, Aries. They're going to bypass you. They're just going to throw you in with the rest of them. That's kind of how they're saying. They're just going to, throw you in there with the rest of them. It's like some of you will find out that you're in the first 500 to sign up with something, and you're going to catch it for free. The seriousness here, I'm catching some Aries that are being judged very harshly by certain, they have the air of a Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, some Aquarius, but not a whole lot. I feel this whole judgment thing, where people outside of you have observed your behavior for long enough, and people have taken their sides. That's sort of how they're saying it. People have taken their sides. They've said all the sayings. And I feel like Aries could give a dang-a-lang-a-lang. But like in a very serious way. I think Aries is sort of like, and take 16 sides. Aries is standing there saying, I'm not going to change my mind on this. And this is, you guys will adjust to me. Period. That's how I'm catching Aries doing it. Is just kind of standing there going, okay, you have opinions, good for you. End of conversation. I'm still going to stay and stand in the same position today as I did yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. I am who I am. That's not going anywhere. So what I have discovered in my world is that everybody needs to get around me. Period. Because this is it, not getting off of that. It feels absolute, and yes, everybody else around you is sort of looking at that, and some of them is like, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know, and you don't give a diddly dang. Period. You don't care. You don't care. Huh. It's sort of like Aries saying, I sleep well at night. I ain't losing a drop of sleep. That's so funny. Why you guys gotta be so crazy? All right, they're redirecting me to the cards. Even though I could channel on and on. It's been 15 minutes. Some of you come to me for the cards specifically. So let's get to it. And all of a sudden France popped into my mind. France, the king of France over here. How dare you? Oh, wow. Okay. So Aries. We start with the King of Swords here. That's crazy. Because what I'm seeing in this first card is someone taking a knee to you. You know, they're taking a knee. This person may be younger than you. They may have had less authority than you, and especially in years, you know, if you're older than this person or something. This person kind of, you know, they're also yielding over to you their choice and their knowledge. They're surrendering it, kind of putting the sword at your feet, calling it quits and saying, I can't, your logic there, I'm not going to win. You know, Aries knows that. They're, you know, those people that are far off and away, they know it too. It feels like a crowd had gathered around to watch the show, you know, and kind of what was going on here in the injustice. And yeah, someone's ability to do something has been restricted, and we don't really know what the future will look like here, but this is some sort of happiness out here that has developed in a group, quite possibly. If you haven't met this group of people, they're coming. I keep seeing someone who they're going to start a business of some kind after a vacation. It's like after a vacation of sorts. This is sort of like a very happy reunion that Aries is not expecting. But in the forward position here, there's separation as well. It's like one relationship up here and then a group of people down here. Aries keeps having to return and say the same things. I'm not going to lay down my own authority at someone else's feet, basically. You know, I can only take responsibility for my side of the street, and we're not going to pick up and start cleaning that side of the street until we're kind of all together. Yeah. This feels very much so with the Queen of Wands up here. I'm hearing the word recruitment, you know, like wanting to go and recruit to another person and try to gather them into the fold in some way. This is also trying to accept the fact up here. I touched it and I could feel someone who has a mother-in-law. It feels very much so like losing a mother-in-law. It feels very much so like it's like not having a relationship with the mother-in-law. And it sort of, I know this is going to sound bad, but it's like flipping a coin. If I have to choose between this relationship and this relationship, you know, I'm looking at my life without a mother-in-law, which prevents someone from having a grandmother, which for Aries right here, it hurts. In my heart chakra, it hurts. It's coming out my throat, the pain of, this is someone who's crying out, Aries. You know, they're crying out in sadness, but the sadness requires a response. And nothing loving, more warm, more kind, more generous than this grandmotherly energy that reminds you of something in your youth. Whether you had a grandmother or not have a grandmother, it's the presence of knowing that that's a necessity. That's a necessity to a wonderful childhood. You see what I mean? I don't have to go on. You guys are very present with that, especially if children are kind of involved. Aries is feeling very much so like the playful, open, jolly, because I'm seeing Aries during the holidays dress up for Halloween and put a Santa suit on. And Aries is the one in the kitchen, with the red apron and mistletoe in her hair. He's rolling out the dough and cutting. These are all playful things that are necessary to life. And the person that I'm kind of, if there's separation, someone sort of telling the other person, Aries, no, you're not going to take that from someone that means the world to me. You're not going to rip that away, period. And I don't think at all that it's also the feeling that someone would choose, like, say like they want to have a child one day. They're thinking of the future child they don't even have yet. You know what I mean? And this is a must-have. There is no, because it's like grandmother washing your underwear and your quilts always smell a certain way, and the warmth of Aries being able to just walk in the kitchen and sit their butt down and have this open conversation with grandma or granddad or something like this. To someone, this is home. This is life. What is life without that? And so this person right here that I'm looking at is absolutely looking at the choice between having those things or moving in another direction towards a commitment of some kind. They really there's two things here with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Coins in the reverse. There's like two things going on for me. One of them is I don't have enough skill set to do something. And then the other one is working a job or a position where there's a lot of dominance, versus Aries stepping into a position and having full freedom to be trusted, So there's a question of what kind of relationships this person wants to have to build the environment to give this very rich relationship life. Because again, just keep catching Aries having the freedom to walk into their aunt or uncle's house, and just sit on the counter and start eating out of the cookie jar. You see what I mean? It's acceptable. It's right. It's beautiful, even. Aries, you have a lot of warmth in this area. You're very good at it anyway. So shush. But that's not the point. The point has to do with the roles and the positions of people that you have discovered are necessary for that kind of warmth. I'm going to smack with the stick. To have this warm work environment, no hostilities, premium work capability, right? So you'll fight to the teeth for whatever this thing is. Girl, you got to sit down. You know what I mean? There's also something here in the card that has to do with not just leadership, but it has to do with it's like mentorship that builds into a statue, because the statue is always up there and people are always watching the statue. So it has to do with admiration that can grow because of, knowledge somebody doesn't have. This is the Six of Cups, by the way. That's how you're feeling right now. So excuse me. Where are we at? 24 minutes. Okay. I get Aries in a position over here at the right. This is a very large inspiration that you're feeling right now with the Ten of Wands in the upright. I feel like the torch is being passed. You know what I mean? The burdens and the heaviness of something is being passed over to this guy who's got it by the handle. and they're going to run with the ball. Whoever this person is, angel, you know. I just heard Simeon. I don't know who that is. But we're passing the torch. And there's a third party hanging out over here. And this dude's watching. And I think this dude is kind of like, wait a second, dude. You're doing, whoa, you're doing what? You're doing what? And she's over here like, bitch, I'm gone. You know, I'm gone. I'm passing that torch. Smell you later. You know, and he's over there going, wait, I thought you were going to, no. I love Aries energy right here because it sort of says, you know what, we'll figure out as we go. I don't give a damn. We will figure it out as we go. Because I get like no fear from this. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Because to this person, there's no choice. There's no choice. Yeah, this power struggle thing. It is a power struggle. But that's what I'm saying. Aries is sort of... Aries is like, I don't want that shit anymore. I don't want to get barked at. I don't want to get treated like I'm a soldier. You know? This is going to sound bad, but this is Aries sort of coming in and saying, I don't want to be looked at like I'm just any other Joe, because I'm not. You know? I don't know if what I'm saying is yay or nay, Aries, but that's just what's coming. Yeah, over here on the right, Aries don't give an F. We'll work it out. I don't care. We'll work it out. As we go. I don't give a shite. I don't give a shite. Sort of like, give me the right tools, boss, and I'll get the job done. Give me the right people. I'll build that army, you know. Aries don't give a F. Okay, before this is a Virgo. This is a Taurus. This is a Capricorn. And there's got to be like an Aquarius or a Gemini, I'm hearing. And this up here is, I know it's a Queen of Wands in the reverse. They're telling me this is a Libra who didn't do a particular Libra function. There's an issue with the Libra function there with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. It didn't work right with the divine feminine energy. This is someone who's like standing down. They're not getting up and actively trying to pursue something. Hold on. Over here, up and over, someone is looking at their own personal power. Aries, over on this side, they're looking at their own personal power. And it's in a way where, again, the grind. Someone is not a cookie cutter kind of person. And they're waking up to that. If you've been a part of a work or it's like a labor organization of some kind where one person thinks differently, there could be like a mutiny of sorts because the other person is... So we have a group of people in this card. I don't know if you can see it. There's a group of people in the background right there. And this person here is treating a situation delicately. Yes, that's an infant in her arms. But they're doing it in an inappropriate way. This whole group back here is coming after them. Like, what the hell do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing it like that? That's insane. So there's a mutiny of sorts that's kind of occurring with someone who is, they could be in like a fantasy state of mind where they're like, loo, 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 loo. And here comes that group of people again. I got a Leo. Yeah, someone is really saying, you know what? The choice that I make moving forward here. Oh, I'm catching this right here. The Justice in the reverse. And then, what is that? The Page of Coins in the upright. This is someone who is identifying with the fact that they either broke the law, they made a wrong choice they shouldn't have done. That was bad. It was a bad choice. Shouldn't have done it. Someone's going to get a letter. They're going to get an email. They're going to get something. For some of you, one of these things is going to be seen, because I'm seeing a bill of some sort that shows up. But another person is going to see it, and they're going to catch it. And the way that they're saying it over here is, you know, it's not like this person wasn't getting the notifications, because they were getting the notifications, you know. They just weren't following through with whatever was going on. There's a twist in the story. This will be a twist in the story. I can't remember whatever. I can't, because Texas. That's all I gotta say. Texas. You know, whatever season dandelions go, you know, they turn into the poofy poofs. That is, it could be August, it could be October, but there's going to be strong movement in this area because something is, it's like, duh, you know, they had the alerts, ding-a-ling-a-lings, they had the repetitive conversations, they've had the repetitive emails, all of this, and this. So it's not like somebody didn't know. Oh, I don't want to say that. It's like an immigrant status thing. And what they're, like, if you're in an immigration issue right now, they're saying you need to make the choice that's best for you today. That's how they're saying it. You need to make the choice that's best for you today. Don't wait on a promise or something, like if somebody came by and said, yeah, you know, don't wait. They're not coming. They're not coming for much longer. It's sort of like you order an outfit to go on a cruise, and then you go on a cruise and the outfit shows up at your home and you're like, dude, I needed that on the cruise. So it's going to definitely affect where you stand in line. Yeah, you need to get on that, whatever that thing is. And it's for whatever part of your Aries in your chart. Again, dang it. Okay. I'm really terrible with that. Someone has been fishing for the truth. You know, this could be about a Capricorn. Oh shit, someone also has either found or they're going to find some sort of tracking device on someone's vehicle, man. Yeah, that's dangerous. You need to, if you're one of those that has a really obsessed person in your life, I'm also hearing that it goes the other way too, where someone's paranoid and there's no valid claim to any of that. That's how it's coming out. The one that has the obsessive stalker has dark black hair. It's a female. She drives like a white or cream colored car. She may do cute things with her hair, but this situation with the stalker thing has gotten her in a state where she doesn't care anymore. because she doesn't, whoever this person is that's watching her, it feels like someone that you dated 5 months or less, and they got hooked, and it feels like you found out they drank more than what they told you, and you're trying to do much better with your life, you know, bigger, better things. And when you told this person, like, you cut it off with them, they really did started going stalker on your ass. It feels like you've called the police or filed reports like 2 different times. I need you to check your vehicle for anything, okay? They're also saying that when you find this thing in 8 weeks or less, just keep checking your vehicle, do a walk around, feel under, go onto YouTube or TikTok or something and see what they look like these days. Because it could be just like a small little magnet somewhere up there. You may want to like drive in and have the oil change guys and just drive in there and be like, dude, I'll pay the $10 or $15 for you to just and look underneath for me. When you find this thing, my love, it might be in the trunk or something underneath the carpet liner. The person, there's somebody is playing poker, okay? This may be a poker face sort of situation. When you find the tracker, you note the date and the time, please. You drive your ass immediately to the police department. You show them the tracker. Let them pull the file with however many times. And let them pull the paperwork out. And you got them. That's like minimum 2 years in prison is what I'm seeing. Okay? It gives you freedom to start making move choices for your life. They're showing me Phoenix, Arizona for some reason. Whatever floats your boat. That's what they said. Okay. Moving along for the rest of the collective. All right, there's an offer of care that gets presented and one that carries peace with it. Someone is also coming in to try to make peace with someone. Wow. Where are we at? I got to shut up. Ooh, that hurt my heart. This is like being in love with someone, having the love of your life, like the absolute love of your life. And a confession that someone has made to you on that subject. This has a lot of pride and ego attached to it in a way that says, I hold this very deep in love thing for this person, and I will never tell them ever that I have this huge, I'm in love with this love at first sight sort of thing. And they may have had a relationship or already. They may be in one. They may be whatever. They're not telling anybody. They're not telling anybody. Well, whoever this person is, they told you. They told you. And they asked you to carry this tremendous secret because this person just wanted things to go forward in a normal, regular fashion like they always would. You really wish that this person had not told you, because there's some sort of like, look at the moon. She's holding a big ball that looks like the moon or the sun. Over here I have a sun. This is a setting sun. This is an active sun. And this is a setting moon. And another setting sun. But it's in the reverse. Someone wants to flip around. Look at that. There's the lovers in the reverse. Someone wants to turn things upside down. Wow. Okay, so Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so comes in and they say, I am so in love with this person. Please don't tell anybody. I never ever should have put myself in such a sad situation here. It's like sadness. These are all males. There's a male, a male, a male, a male. A male. Never should have put myself in a situation like this. I married the wrong person. I'm with the wrong person. And I will never, ever, ever, ever tell anyone. Aries, Aries. Aries is looking at this person like, what the hell are you looking at, Willis? Why are you telling me all this, Willis? What is this, Willis? That's, seriously, why are you saying all this stuff to me? That's nuts. Well, now the person has sat with it. They've been quiet. They've been isolated. They've been thinking about it. You know? They may have even taken a day off of work to just sit and think about it. Yeah. Hold on. I want to let this come to me naturally, so I'm going to pause because I don't want to waste your time because I'm a nice person, okay? Oh, I got it. Aries is wanting to come in here and jab this. Like, if this is a father or a man, this dude's upside down, right? And Aries is wanting to shove that sword right through that man's eyeball for not learning how to do something. For the judgment call that this person made. So dumb. So dumb. Aries is looking up here how this person's actions, right? It turned off the light. It covered up the flame. It smothered it. Aries is looking at this saying, now we cannot run the relay. We could have ran with the ball here. We could have ran with the ball around some sort of ending where there was some tough, bad, maybe even mental health stuff going on. Other things happening that nobody knows about. Other things, violent things behind the scenes. This assumption around a male or a masculine role and what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. But it has to do with provision. It has to do with protection. And this is kind of like, I wish you had never said anything to me, period. Because now I can see how men or males' dominance, it comes in like that. Sort of like I can see how toxic male patriarchy system is in response to treating people like they're disposable in a way. So yeah, Aries is up there like, dude, I want to punch you in the eyeball for doing this crap. Because, ooh, look at the death card in the upright. Ooh, 9 of coins. Somebody's winning something, okay? Somebody's winning something here. Could be a car. Extra bonus for some of you. Oh, yeah. Some of you are getting a promotion. You don't even know you're getting a freaking promotion. That's awesome, dude. Man, this other person here. I'm just going to say it, Aries. People who make you feel alive. And then the dumb, reckless, dumb crap here. And now for some of you, Aries, you're watching something from afar. because to me this card, see the Nine of Cups in the reverse? This is sort of like an emotional indulgence being denied because of a choice that someone made. And now they have to settle. There's the Four of Coins. Someone has to settle and do the same maintenance things here. The Tower in the reverse. That's a very long time. So that they can fulfill some sort of role. That's what I have. It's crazy because it's kind of like easing up and then it's not easing up at the same time. This one wanted to come out. It says holding on. Someone's holding on. Pent up anger. Wow. Self-neglect. Getting crumbs. Criticizing. Wow. Oh, and then on both sides of the deck, I guess we had a flipped card. Let me find out which one it is. Oh, it's these two. Fixing them and unsocial. Oh, all right. That's crazy. Let's do the hidden truth. Show me some cards, please, for Aries. Show me some cards for Aries. Hold on real quick. Man, this is the most commercial music I've ever had. Show me some cards for Aries, please. Show me some cards, please, for Aries. I want to tell you how I feel. I wish I could share my good news with you. I am becoming a better person. I wonder if you are happy without me. I remember every detail of that day. Okay, show me the hidden, is it, no, in the shadows oracle, please, for Aries. Show me Aries, please. There we go. I've been struggling. I loved myself enough to walk away. You didn't imagine it. I pretend that I don't care. I don't trust you. I focused on you instead of my pain. I want to tell you so much. Wow. Okay. Let's do this one. Show me a card for Aries, please. Bank failure is in the reverse. Game over is in the reverse. Trash is in the upright. Falling apart, falling to pieces. Doing drugs. A situation is not going to explode. Getting a room. Expecting a new beginning. Yay! Tantric sex. All right. You do you, boo. All right, let's do this card. Ooh, Aries gonna find somebody doing drugs in a room in their house. It's too late. I moved on and do not wish to reconnect. I am keeping secrets from you, and I hope you don't find out. I have like 3 here, and then we're done. It says, no one else makes me feel the way you do, but I'll take it to the grave before I tell you. I told you so. I am telling you these things. I have lost all control of my life. I keep messing up. This situation has become very difficult for me to manage. Mentally, it is draining me. Rejecting you is protecting myself. I was being selfish. Boom. Well, Aries, I don't know what you're going to do with all that. You know what I mean? What gets me is it's like one tough conversation away from release. That's what it feels like to me. Just one really, and for some of you, it feels a lot like the person that's afraid. They just need to cross that line. You know? They're scared to cross the line. But it's just one hard conversation. And when you get beyond that line, it is romantic. It is delightful. It is tremendous. It's worth it. It's worth it. Just have this one conversation. Now, I don't know who you're telling that to. I'm hearing rocks in the pocket so they can rub the rock while they talk. I love you guys. Peace out.